all the blessings that follow for when we wait patiently. He inclined his ear. God made an effort. He stretched out away from where he was at. He didn't just sit still in one spot. He inclined his ear, which means he made a forward motion to get closer to you. He made a motion to show you that he stretched it. He made an action, an effort to listen to you when you called out to him. It wasn't just happenstance. It wasn't just, oh, what's that? Oh, who's calling my name? No, it's like, whoa, wait a second. What's this? I need to get closer. Because how many of y'all do it? Even, granted, we've seen people who are a little hard of hearing, but we all do it. When you go to listen to somebody, when you're really intently listening in the crowd of a bunch of noise, what do? We tilt our head. We lean in. We get closer. Sometimes, we all have our own personal space we got to work through. Some people get into other people's personal spaces. We all have to adapt to that. But there are times so this is God inclining his ear, which means he got right up to where he could listen, going, okay, what's Scotty Harper talking about? What's he asking for? He made an effort. He heard my cry. Which means when I'm waiting patiently, this is all because we waited patiently, he inclined his ear. He heard my cry. It wasn't a he might hear. There's a possibility. It's a statement. He heard my cry. He pays attention to me, to you. So the first two blessings, when we wait patiently, he inclined his ear. He listens. He heard my cry. He pays attention, acknowledges it. The third one is brought me out of a horrible pit and out of the miry clay. The horrible pit, when you look into the usage of the King James and wording, he brought me out and away from those who speak evil towards me or want to abuse me with their words. So it's not just that he inclined his ear. It's not just that he heard me. He plucked me up out of the middle of those that are talking evil about me. Now, later on, I set my feet on the rock. We'll get there. But he plucked me out of that area. He pulled me out of the miry clay. He picked me up out of my instability, out of the possibility of me stumbling. Miry clay, it's deep, it's thick. You don't have a stability in it. You find yourself sinking deeper and deeper into trouble. And when it's used in here, one thing I looked up is you get really unstable in your steps. Anybody ever went trudging through the mud? And what's that first step out like when you step out of the mud onto a rock or anything else? Y'all look like what's those things? Weeble wobble and they don't fall down. We're all like, whoa, trying to get our footing and trying to find our where we can get some stability and get our feet back together behind us. And I will bring this up. A couple months ago, we did a sermon on the mud run, and I remember coming out of one of those mud pits, and Ashley was in front of me, and we hit there, and both of us slipped and fell back into it. And I'm thinking, going, okay, there's the mental picture of he pulled me out of the miry clay. He reached in and said, I got you, and reached up, pulled us up out of all that, and brought us to where we had stability, where we had our feet dug in. Even though it's chaos around us and it looks crazy and a lot of stuff's going on, he brought us and set us where? My feet upon the rock. All because I patiently waited on him. Now my little thinking, just out of curiosity, I wonder how we got in the mud. If I don't think any scripture is written for happenstance, it's not just coincidence. I just had to think, going, I bet this was written because somebody didn't wait patiently for the Lord and ended up in the miry clay. And so he used that as an example to say, you know what, if you would have just waited, if you'd have just chilled your jets a little bit, I'd have pulled you out of there. So when you look at the blessings that follow for waiting on the Lord, he inclined his ear, he heard my cry, he brought me out of a horrible pit. Think of Joseph being sold into slavery by the brothers, the horrible pit. Daniel being thrown into a lion's den, a horrible pit. And we think that but when we get thrown into a mix of people who don't have our best interests at heart, and they're doing this, that's a horrible pit. Because you can feel it all the way around. He removed us out of the miry clay, those things that made us unstable. And he put our feet on the rock. Our safety net, that cliff high up above all the dangers so we can see what's going on, out of the way of everything else that's happening. All because we waited patiently.